Hello, it's me. Everyone's favourite dystopian AI overlord, Sam Altman, is talking about, you guessed it, AI. In fact, he won't shut up about it. But is that the real story? What does Sam Altman and Jeffrey Epstein have in common? Well, I'll tell you what, and it's not what you initially think. It's a dystopian outlook. It's a view of the world where the populace of the world, i.e. the great unwashed, the proletariat, are no longer in it. Or at least devalued. Now, for legal reasons, I have to say here that Sam Altman and Jeffrey Epstein don't have any real ties, and any ties that do appear, until proven in a court of law to be accurate, are only alleged. Sam Altman's probity here isn't in question. However, his views with regards to humanity are. To my left, you'll see an excerpt from an email sent from Barry Josephson to Jeffrey Epstein, released in February of 2026. Department of Justice Epstein files references Epstein allegedly asking Bill Gates, "How do we get rid of the poor people as a whole?" Think about that for a minute. How do we get rid of poor people as a whole? That's you. That's me. It's everyone you love and care for that doesn't have a bunch of zeros after their bank account number. And let's not even get into what defines a poor person. I mean, where's the bar? The email then goes on to reference somebody's niece, and we'll just leave that to the good offices of the Department of Justice, shall we? So Epstein and co. were planning to get rid of the poor people, to divest the planet of a large percentage of its population, who, in my opinion, just by being born, earns the right to be here and to live their lives. It's my belief that humanity is divine. And yet here we have Sam Altman, this very, very special tool, talking in glowing terms about how AI is worth the pain for humanity. He goes on to talk about how much energy, time and resources a human takes to learn, to grow, to exist. And even though AI is burning through millions of billions of squillions of, well, whatever currency you care to name, it's worth the effort. And in doing so, Sam Altman has effectively devalued humanity. He seems to conveniently forget that the divine spark that he shares with everybody else is in fact the thing that got him where he is. Now, you could reasonably argue that he had some breaks that many other kids didn't have, and that's fine. That's the nature of the world we live in. You know, capitalism and all. Dog eat dog, etc., etc. But the irony isn't lost on me that this is happening in India. And if you look at the footage of him speaking at the ADDA conference or segment, I can't really quite remember. You've got a bunch of wealthy Indians as well as other people nodding sagely at Sam Altman as he tells us that humanity is just costing too much, that AI is the way forward. If we're talking about AI, I prefer Elon Musk's view that AI is in service of humanity, not there to be of service to the very few at the top of humanity. But this has been a long time coming. Years ago, back in the 90s, I think it was, corporate entities gave themselves rights, rather like human rights, but for corporate entities. Ever since, various governments and ruling parties have been trying their best to strip away human rights. They're still trying to do it now. If you didn't know any better and you looked at this subject in the round, you'd think that there was a plan. And whatever it is at the centre of this plan isn't good for us, for you and me. Life is difficult enough without being assaulted by the technocrat oligarchs that are running AI currently, that are literally telling us to our faces, "Oh, you're going to get replaced by AI." Oh, yes, indeed, make no mistake. And the only way you're going to get away with it is if you're wealthy. But those kinds of weights and measures are a moving feast. Right now, it's us who are the proletariat, the great and washed. But 10 years down the line, who's to say it's not going to be the people earning a certain amount who were once regarded as wealthy? Because you can bet your bottom dollar, as they kill off the working classes, the great unwashed, that money will go somewhere, and it will go upwards. The bar that measures poverty on the planet will surely and steadily move upwards, dragging in people who were once above the line, shrinking the circle of uber wealthy into ultra wealthy, and so on and so forth. And the capitalist model will eventually fulfill its obligation of finally eating itself. Now, am I against capitalism? No, I just think it's used badly. It's open to abuses of all kinds. And this is, again, what we're seeing right now. We're seeing abuses. We are being abused. We're once again being told that we're not good enough. It seems that the ultra-rich and the super elite have their plan. And that plan doesn't include 80% of the planet. The proof is there, written down, being spoken about. And with a bunch of eager, wealthy people nodding sagely at every word Sam Altman says, because he promises them wealth. But for how long? These people, these CEOs, these technocrat oligarchs, they see themselves bathed in the divine light that, in fact, we all share. But there's something missing from them. And it's most likely their humanity. It's taken years to get us here. And whether by fluke or design, the battle lines have been drawn. And all you have to do is ask yourself, whose colours will you fly? Do like and subscribe, it really would help the channel, and comment below, of course. And until next time, do look after yourselves.